Will here with W.T.F car reviews, and today we're going to be reviewing this all-new 2022 Acura MDX. And huge thanks to Ken and Brandon at Regal Acura in Lakeland, Florida for making this review possible. They have an impressive dealership. I'll leave a link to it below, and if you're looking for a new premium vehicle in the Florida area, I would definitely recommend checking these guys out and ask for Brandon. And for those of you guys who don't know, the MDX has been Acura's midsize SUV since 2001. That's when the first generation was released. It took over the SLX, which was a US sold body-on-frame SUV from Acura, which sat on the Isuzu Trooper platform. The MDX shares this platform with the Honda Pilot, and the MDX has been one of the best-selling SUVs in the country since it was released. Fast forward to 2022, Acura released this all-new 4th generation MDX, still available with a 3.5-liter proven V6 engine, as well as a high-performance 3-liter twin-turbo that you'll find in the Type S. Here, we have the tech package for the super handling all-wheel drive with a base price around $52,000. Let's see what we get. So up front, you notice your full LED headlights, daytime running strips too. We'll check that out once we start this vehicle up. Non-functional air curtain in the corner. It would be nice to see some functional airflow, but it still aids with the aggression. I like the front parking sensors for this relatively base tech trim level. The front grille super shiny with the chrome. Very large Acura badge with a nice smoke tint to it. Houses your advanced safety features. And I'm really liking this new black style grille you see throughout Acura's lineup. The hood, I like those body lines that flare out towards the front end, really giving it a sharp design. And although non-functional, those air curtains really do aid with the forward front styling. Beneath, no fog lights for your tech package, but still pretty decent amount of airflow for your radiator for the 3.5 liter naturally aspirated V6. As far as the wheel and tire setup, also pretty impressive. You got these gunmetal gray silver contrasted wide spoke 20-inch rims wrapped in Bridgestone Alenza all-season tires, dimensions being 255/50 R20. So pretty fat sidewall with the 50 series. We'll see how the ride quality is in this luxury SUV. A little bit of plastic cladding surrounding the outside of this wheel well. Nice to have for a front-wheel drive based all-wheel drive SUV. Should really help when it comes to rock chips. A little bit more plastic cladding for the rocker panel. Above the rocker panel, you notice a small chrome strip that gets blacked out with your A-Spec package, as well as that chrome surrounding the window trim that all gets blacked out with the A-Spec. I'm still liking the blacked out B pillar and C pillar. 4-person, 4-passenger smart access, also really luxurious feature. And I'm really loving this liquid carbon metallic. Check out this paint. It is absolutely gorgeous in this Florida sun. Really pops. It's been one of Acura's best sellers lately. We have a contrast between that liquid carbon metallic and this black. For the mirror, I'm liking that LED turn signal outside of it with a little bit of chrome, which integrates with this window trim very nicely. The glass for the mirror fills up the entire frame. No blind spot monitoring on the glass. I'll show you where it is inside. As we mentioned, smart access for all 4 passengers. Same rear wheel and tire setup. The only difference is a smaller brake caliper. Gas cap push to open, easy fill. Premium fuel recommended. Not quite sure if I could pick it up on camera, but 87 is the minimum. LED taillights out rear, turn signal, and the reverse lights too. Rear parking sensing with some chrome for the trunk lid. MDX super handling all-wheel drive badging beneath. You notice here dual exhaust tips. I'm really liking the design of them. We got something behind me. I hope I'm not somebody's dinner right now, but we'll take a squat back here, start this 3.5 liter V6 up, and hear how she sounds. All right, guys, that was, of course, the sound of the 3.5-liter VTEC V6 sold by Acura for the 2022 MDX. As soon as we figure out this latch, we'll figure it out. Huge thumbs up for the struts, to be expected. But here's your 3.5-liter V6 making 290 horsepower, 267 pound-feet of torque. Enough to get this 4,500-pound all-wheel drive SUV to 60 in the high 6-second range. Pretty quick, competitive with the segment. If you want the ultimate performance, you can, of course, go to the Type S, which will do 0 to 60 closer to 5. But what you see is basically what you get. No battery in the engine bay, surprisingly. The engine seems to be pushed pretty far back, and you get an aluminum stick connecting your 2 strut towers. So we'll really see how this all-new updated 4th generation MDX performs. But we'll take one more step back, get a good look at the front styling and those daytime running lights. Really, really impressive. Also impressive is the interior on this 2022 MDX with the tech package. We could take a step inside. Again, smart access for all 4 passengers. Soft touch for the upper part of the door panel. I'm liking this aluminum trim beneath. Pretty good resistance for the aluminum grab handle, 3-person memory seats, stitched leather down here, stitched leather for the armrest, ELS Studio sound system with a subwoofer, 4-way auto one touch, power folding mirrors, 4-way adjustable mirrors. Down here, no soft touch material, but pretty decent storage. You can easily fit a 20-ounce bottle. Just make sure the lid is tightly closed because it is slanted sideways. Trunk release, an additional speaker as well. As far as the seats, hopefully you guys can pick them up. Really impressive leather seats. You got perforation in the center, solid bolstering support. I'm liking the white contrast stitching. Full adjustability, 4-way lumbar control. You can recline, drop, lift, and slide the seats as well. But as far as the interior itself, we'll take a step inside and really check it out. And first thing I noticed is the steering wheel, not quite as impressive as the RDX A-Spec, but still a fantastic steering wheel. Great 9-3, solid 10-2 bolstering notch, very thick in your hands too. And you get a little bit of a boost for the 9-3 right here. Not quite sure if you can pick up that notch on camera. No flat bottom, aluminum surrounding it. Nice textured material surrounding the horn. As far as the horn itself, pretty aggressive sounding horn. People should definitely be getting out of your way. As far as the steering wheel controls, volume adjustments, you can skip your songs, you can turn everything on or off, voice commands, apps, and these paddle shifters control your 10-speed automatic transmission. Unfortunately, they're not quite as high quality looking as the A-Spec or the RDX A-Spec, but they're still very responsive. Check that out once you take it out for a drive. On the right side, you got your active steering, radar cruise control. You can adjust the cruise control right here. This button controls your gauge display right here. You check out 2 different modes for your gauge layout right here. We're at advanced. You can also try crafted, where you get these analog, digitally illuminated analog gauges. Goes to about 6,800 RPM for the tach, 160 for the speedometer. But I personally think it's cooler to look at the, I personally think it's cooler to look at the advanced screen. Here it adjusts whether you're in normal, sport, or comfort mode. In normal mode, this is what the screen looks like. You also have sport. Everything gets a little bit more advanced, and we get comfort mode where everything's nice and blue and tamed. Snow mode, we can check that out. Pretty similar to normal and sport. Well, the exact same actually as normal. We'll leave it in normal for now. We'll start this review off actually in comfort mode and then transition into normal and sport. However, the right side of this gauge display also has your safety support, blank screen, driver attention level, G meter, your all-wheel drive information too, so it lets you know how much power is being sent to each specific wheel, tire pressure, and your maintenance, navigation, which functions as a turn-by-turn when you have the GPS hooked up. The final screen is your trip computer, which you can see between A and B. My personal favorite to look at all times would probably be a G meter. The G meter is probably my personal favorite. Digital speedo in the center. You have your active lane management in the center too. Of course, when you're in comfort, the left side of the gauge display says comfort. The gear that you're currently in beneath, cool and temperature outside, miles in the vehicle, range of the vehicle. But that's about it. As far as the screen on this side, again, I'm really not liking the trackpad that Acura's been doing. Hopefully they transition back into their touch screens. But the home screen, we can take a look at the navigation map once it loads up. Wow, very high resolution map. I just wish it was a touchscreen. To adjust the zoom, you have these buttons that you press. Pretty cool. And super responsive, even with the trackpad. It's just, I would personally prefer a touchscreen. As far as the settings and apps, we of course have Apple CarPlay, Android Auto, Smart Shortcuts, System Updates, AcuraLink, Alexa, AM Radio, Android Auto. Pretty convenient overall. On the right side, you can also adjust between what song's currently playing, the clock, and the map. So really cool, really convenient. I just, again, would rather have touchscreens. That's not a big deal though. Pretty impressive overall. My personal favorite to look at all times would be the navigation screen. And while you're in the navigation, you can also see the song on the right side, and with the trackpad on the right, you can still see your clock and a little extension of your map. That's about it though. My personal favorites, just leave it at, I guess, would just be the clock. Beneath that, piano black for the air controls. The vents are probably blowing into the camera right now. Red illuminated engine start stop button, dual zone automatic climate control, well, tri-zone auto climate. We have automatic climate out rear too. No cooled seats, unfortunately. Heated seats. Cooled seats come equipped on your higher trims. Auto start stop, which you can disable. Brake hold. This button, you click it and you get a USB-C and a USB port. That's pretty funky, and it looks really clean while it's closed. Dynamic mode controller, which you can adjust between normal, sport, comfort, and snow mode. Again, we're going to start off in comfort, transition into normal and sport. Next to the trackpad, we have a volume adjustment, which is in a really convenient location for your passengers. Same with the skip function. Nice little cubby for your keys. 2 cup holders, pretty large. You should probably fit between 16 and 20 ounce cans. These little flappy things keep your drinks in place. Wireless charger, massive charger. You could probably fit almost an iPad on there. It's a really large wireless charger. And I'm also liking this padding area so you can have your hand here while you drive. The center console armrest, really soft with the contrast stitching. We can check out the space. Also super impressive. I'd expect you to fit a 6-pack in there. You can probably fit 16 ounce cans because it's impressively deep. USB port and a 12-volt power outlet. The center console is also a 2-tier storage. You press the center button and you have a great spot for pens, driving accessories, business cards, and whatnot. As far as the glove box, you press or pull this latch. It's hydraulically damped. That's nice. Lima felt, pretty large. I'd expect you to fit between 20, maybe 25 license plates. Pretty spacious glove box with some soft touch above it, piano black above that. And I'm really liking this aluminum-ish, brownish trim. Not quite sure what to call it, but I am a fan. Soft touch for the entire dashboard. Stitching above your gauge display. It's a little bit harder to touch, but the stitching is still nice. The frame, hard plastic for the frame. Not a big deal though. The headliner, it is beige, white. You notice your massive panoramic moonroof. We can open up the shade by double clicking and it exposes a really, really large piece of glass. Really impressive. And as soon as the shade opens up, we'll open the moonroof up and see how far the glass opens. Nice. I think it opens up a little further. Yep, it does. Cool. It really does open up far. It goes all the way out to the second row as far as opening. We can poke our way out of here. It's a beautiful day right now in Lake Clam, Florida. Sunny and about 80 degrees. We can shut this moonroof up. And this interior is also really quiet. This vehicle has active noise reduction, dual pane moonroof, dual pane front windows too. I'll show you guys right over here. Very luxurious touch. The Volvo XC90 that we just reviewed in this channel does not have dual pane windows. To the left of the steering wheel, if I didn't mention, interior brightness 360, traction control. You can turn off your parking sensors. Power tilt and telescoping steering wheel. That was a small complaint that I had with the RDX, but it's nice to have it standard on the tech package MDX. Electronic parking brake, hood latch release right down over there. You can get a good look at your pedals. But that's about it for this front seat. We could take a look at the window stickers, see any features that I may have missed. But again, we got the 2022 MDX super handling all-wheel drive tech. Liquid carbon metallic exterior, ebony interior. Base price starting at $54,900. I apologize for saying $52,000 because the tech package without the all-wheel drive would start around $52,000, but you add about $3,000 for the all-wheel drive. Technical features include a 290 horsepower, 267 pound-feet of torque, 3.5 liter VTEC V6 engine with variable cylinder management, 10-speed auto transmission, paddle shifters, super handling all-wheel drive, and electric power steering. You can take a look at all your safety features. LED daytime running lights are a safety feature, I guess. Interior features include precision cockpit, digital instrument panel, high resolution center display with true touchpad interface, Acura Link communication system, Alexa built-in, wireless phone charging, wireless Apple CarPlay and Android Auto, drivers and front passengers 12-way power seats, leather trimmed sports seats, heated front seats, tri-zone auto climate control with an air filtration system. Exterior features panoramic moonroof with tilt and slide, power tailgate, 20-inch alloy wheels, 255/50 R20 all seasons, jewel eye LED headlights, LED taillights, blind spot information, heated power door mirrors with turn indicators, keyless access system with smart entry. The tech package for the MDX includes Acura navigation with voice recognition, Acura ELS Studio premium audio system with 12 speakers, really good sounding sound system, iconic drive, ambient cabin control light, rain sensing wipers, also not included with the A-Spec RDX we just reviewed, low speed braking control, power folding side mirrors, second row sunshades, front and rear parking sensors. Acura Watch features include adaptive cruise control, collision mitigation braking, forward collision warning, lane departure warning, lane keeping assist, road departure mitigation, traffic jam assist, auto high beam assist. Total vehicle price after all these standard features being around $55,000. Liquid carbon metallic runs you an additional $500, but it's a beautiful color. After $1,000 destination charge, total vehicle price sitting at $56,445. 21 combined MPGs, 19 city, 25 highway, pretty decent on gas, but that's about it for the front seat of this MDX. Frameless mirror, 3 garage home link settings on it. But again, that's about it, guys, for the front seat. Let's check out the back real quick, see how much space is offered back there, as well as the overall quality of the materials. All right, guys, stepping in the back seat of the 2022 MDX Tech. Soft touch for the upper portion, stitch material in the center. I'm really liking that aluminum trim too. Very nice stitching for the armrest, very soft, auto one touch, in addition to one of your ELS speakers. Not captain's chairs, there is a third seat in the middle. However, that armrest folds down in a way that you really have a nice isolation from the other passenger on the opposite side of the interior. As far as legroom, we can push some of this stuff out of the way. I probably should have done that before starting this review, but there we go. And I'm also liking the flat floor, so all three passengers in the second row have comfortable legroom. But closing it up, really decent amount of space. I have at least like 5-6 inches of legroom. As far as the glare, it's because the shade is open. I'll close it up once we take this car for a drive. Just want to let you guys see how much light is really brought into this cabin, especially once we hop out into the third row. Mat box behind both of the front seats, power outlet 12 volt 180 watt max, 2 USB ports, and nothing over here. So I guess the higher trim packages for the MDX come equipped with an AC adapter right there, but the tech package does not. These air vents are nice, third zone climate control, really impressive feature. We could turn this down by one. No reason for it to be blasting back here. But I'm really liking this back seat area. The materials are really high quality. Leather stitching for this armrest area. To lift it up, I believe you pull this latch. It's probably a two-handed process, but I could try to use my knee to give myself a boost. Open it up, close it up, right over here. Pretty nice. Let's hop out into the third row, see how much space is offered back there, and then take this car out for a drive. All right, guys, so to get into the third row, there's a button behind the seat. You just press it and the seat shoots itself forward, making it pretty easy to get back here. Relatively easy. It's not that easy. It's not a full-size SUV by any means. And putting the seat back to decent settings, right back to where it was before. I have a decentish amount of space, not the most. As far as headroom, my head is starting to touch. My knees are starting to touch too. About the same as the XC90, maybe a little bit less. The XC90 has a slightly bigger third row. Not a whole lot of storage back here. We get a cup holder. It's an odd shape too, kind of like the front. A little bit of felt, but really not the highest quality materials back here, not the most space. I would reserve this area for small children or people that you just don't really like. I could probably do a short trip back here, but anything longer than like 20-30 minutes, I'd probably start to really get uncomfortable. Hopping our way out of here. Pretty easy since the seat slides forward. That's definitely a thumbs up. Put the seat right back where it was. And as far as the trunk, we'll check it out real quick and then take this car for a drive. You press the button right underneath the Acura badge, rear view camera underneath there too. But here you have it, pretty decent cargo area, pretty high up off the ground. My knee is a good 5-6 inches before the step, and I'm 6 feet tall. So if you have older or shorter pets, they probably won't have the easiest time hopping back here. You pull this latch, the headrest falls, and we can put these third rows down. Pretty decent cargo area. I would expect you to fit between a 70 to 80 inch TV with really no issues. You just have to fold those rear seats down, which fall down 33, 33, 33. But as far as secret storage, we open this compartment up and pretty decent amount of space. You remove this little cover and you can have a permanent little cutout, which really helps, especially if you have the third rows permanently up. That's about it though. We can shut this thing right up. No subwoofer back here for your 12 speaker ELS sound system, but that sound system sounds absolutely incredible. To shut this trunk, you press the button, gives you a second so you don't have to worry about getting crushed. And as soon as this tailgate closes, we'll take this 2022 Acura MDX super handling all-wheel drive out for a drive. All right guys, now we're just about seeing everything we need to see with the inside and outside of this all-new 2022 Acura MDX Tech with the super handling all-wheel drive. Let's take it out for a drive. And I'll take the window sticker down because I know it's probably gonna fall immediately. And first thing I notice is even in comfort mode, the throttle response feels extremely sharp. The MDX has always had very sharp throttle response. My mom, for instance, has had every single MDX generation. So I have kind of become accustomed to the way that they drive. My mom actually owned 2 second gens. She had the 2013, the first year they came out. No, 2007 or something. I'm not quite sure. But I think she had like a 2007 and a 2012 second gen MDX. And that car had really, really good throttle response. That vehicle had the 3.7 liter V6, not the 3.5, but it felt really, really strong. And in comfort mode, the steering is unbelievably light, ridiculously light. We'll see how it gets once you throw it into sport mode or even normal mode. And stepping out right here, we'll get into it about a quarter throttle, if that, maybe a fifth throttle right here. Really sharp response. Feels good through the turns too. Pretty sharp. You just don't really feel much, at least not in comfort mode. but we'll give this guy in front of us a little bit of space. We'll throw it into sport and see how this vehicle can really perform. So sport mode, first thing I notice, steering feels also basically the exact same, a little bit more weight, but really not a whole lot. As far as acceleration off the line, on the gas. Ooh. Feels strong, really short ratios. Second gear only takes you to about like 45 miles per hour, and sport also keeps you in the rev range pretty well too. Nice. The steering definitely gets a little bit heftier in sport. As far as like body roll, we'll throw it in right here a little bit quicker than we should, and it stays pretty flat, guys. This vehicle feels really sporty. I cannot wait to get my hands on the Type S, which also has air suspension, so you'll probably feel, ooh, the throttle gets really responsive in sport mode. As far as the paddles, not really a strong rev match downshift, a little bit. Throwing it in right here. The car stays really flat through the turns. Felt like there was a little turbo lag there. That was interesting. Brakes feel very sharp. Again, everything's going to be much more beefy in the Type S, but here for this regular 3.5 liter V6, it still feels really impressive, guys. Sharp steering in sport. I'm really liking this car. It feels very nice. You don't really feel the bumps either. Very soft ride quality. Again, the Type S gets air suspension, so we'll see how the ride quality improves or gets worse with it. It probably won't really get worse. Air suspension usually has a pretty nice ride to it. All right, guys, taking a step out here, I'll try to give you guys a nice first-hand perspective driving this car. We'll see if we can make a pretty sharp U-turn right here. Check out the turning radius of this MDX. Let's see if we can make this in one shot. Looks like we won't have any issues doing so. And coming out, sport mode, throttle gets more sensitive. That was like a 8th throttle, really responsive when you're in sport. And I'll catch back with you as soon as we can step back out onto this road. Looks like after this truck passes, we have wide open. Yeah, the throttle is super sensitive in sport mode. Leaning into it right here. Sounds good. I like the way this 3.5 liter V6 sounds. Try the paddles. Not the sharpest rev matches. Woo. Feels nice, guys, I'm telling you. But yeah, we don't have to push it too far. We'll throw it back into normal mode, see what changes up. The steering gets a lot lighter immediately. The revs idle down and the whole display changes up. And I'm really liking the way the display looks too. The suspension also feels a little bit softer, which I was not expecting since this vehicle doesn't have the air ride. But I guess it has some type of adjustable damping system, which you can really feel. It feels a lot softer going over the manhole covers and bumps. The steering feels super direct, but when you're outside of sport, you really don't have a lot of feel. Sport, although it increases the feel, it doesn't make the steering uncomfortably heavy. So if you can do like an individual mode where you can keep the steering permanently in sport, but have the throttle and suspension and the transmission in comfort mode, I'd recommend doing that, because in normal mode and in comfort mode, the steering is really light. Other than that though, really no complaints. The ride quality in this SUV is really fantastic. The 50 series sidewall definitely doesn't hurt. It also doesn't hurt when it comes to handling, because as you see, the SUV stays very flat and just cruising along. Basically zero wind noise thanks to these dual pane windows. Basically no road noise thanks to these really quiet Bridgestone Alenza all seasons. All in all, guys, I'm very impressed with this all new Acura MDX. It feels pretty impressive. It's getting up there in price, however, for a $56,000 SUV. Relatively low trim. It's just a tech package. I would expect some more options, such as standard all-wheel drive on the $52,000 variant. that would be appreciated. Maybe the base model will come equipped with front wheel drive and maybe like a closer to $44,000 base price. That would be nice to see, because this vehicle, it's supposed to be a bargain. It's not meant to compete in terms of price to the Germans. It competes in terms of performance and value. However, even like the engine options, 290 horsepower, it would be nice to have a little bit more punch from a vehicle costing this much. Like for example, the Volvo XC90 with its T6 has a pretty similar base price, especially once you start going to the higher trims for both the MDX and the Volvo. And that turbocharged and supercharged 4-cylinder, which everybody always hates on, still feels much stronger than the 3.5 liter V6. However, when it comes to reliability, this is going to be one of the most reliable platforms in the business. You don't have a CVT, true 10-speed auto, proven transmission, really proven motor. This 3.5 liter V6 has been in Acura's lineup for over 10 years. I don't remember when it came out. It's been at least 10 years since this 3.5 liter V6 came out. So great platform. The super handling all-wheel drive is fantastic in all weather conditions. As far as reliability, this vehicle is probably at the top of the list when it comes to what's available now. All in all, guys, I'm very impressed with this 2022 Acura MDX. If you're looking for a 7-passenger SUV, but you don't need to fit 7 passengers on a daily basis, I would definitely recommend checking this one out. The reason I clarify the daily basis part is because even though this vehicle has a third row, it's not necessarily comfortable for full-size adults. If you're over 5'4", you may want to adjust those second row seats, maybe push the second row passenger closer to the front to make it more accommodating for you. But it's still nice to have a third row seat. If you need to fit 3 passengers or 2 passengers in the third row on a daily basis, I would shoot you towards vehicles like the Nissan Pathfinder. That vehicle has a larger third row seat. Even the Honda Pilot has a larger third row seat. As far as like premium level vehicles in the mid-size segment, this is very competitive for what you're going to get. So I'm definitely not going to knock the third row. It's still usable in emergency situations. So if you're looking for a 3-row SUV, I would definitely recommend checking this one out. And other than that, I'd like to give a huge thank you to Ken and Brandon here at Regal Acura in Lakeland, Florida for making this review possible. Really nice dealership. Inventories are starting to pick back up again. So if you're in the Florida area looking for a premium level vehicle, I would definitely recommend checking these guys out, and ask for Brandon. Other than that though, thank you guys so much for watching. I had a great time making this video. If you're new to this channel, please subscribe. If you've already subscribed, thank you so much. You know, I have endless gratitude for all the subscribers. The channel is just not possible without you guys, and I really appreciate the constant support. But again, if you haven't subscribed yet, please subscribe. Leave a like too. It really helps me out the YouTube algorithm. That's how these videos get promoted to new people. Leave a comment. Let me know what you like. Let me know what you don't like. Leave a comment. Let me know if there's any specific cars or trucks you'd like to see reviewed in this channel too. Let me know the trim levels that you'd like to see, and I'll definitely try to get those videos for you as soon as possible. Other than that though, again, thank you so much for watching, and I hope all of you have a great day.